How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Known here, and welcome back to another episode of Geeking Out, where we basically discuss everything nerd and geek related. I'm here with a new guest you have never seen on the channel before. I'm here with Shira, and we are going to be talking about how they got into anime and what it's been like being into the fandom. So to begin, if you can remember, Shira, what was the very first anime you ever saw as a kid?
So my dad rented Akira, and I think I was like 14.
That's it came out, yeah, it came out in 1988.
Yeah. I remember it was on VHS. It was super weird.
I remember seeing this the anime for the first time myself, and I remember I think I remember hearing rumors a while back how Taika Waititi wanted to make a live action adaptation of that movie.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything about it since, but it's definitely like a good anime, and for the time the animation is really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's kind of weird because it would have already passed because it's like 2019 when they started doing the like experiments. So it's kind of a crazy anime.
Oh yeah, yeah, it takes place yeah, yeah, 2019. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, they always make these animes that take place in like, 20, 30 years later, but when that year comes by, it's like, well, that was a waste of time and a letdown. So, what was it like watching Akira all the way back then on VH, especially on VHS when there really wasn't a whole lot of anime VHSs back then, especially here over here in the States.
um it's kind of weird. My dad and like my parents never really censored stuff for me when I was growing up or anything. So, I remember he was just like, "Oh, I have this VHS to watch," and I remember watching it and it was slightly traumatizing. Like actually, like you're a 14-year-old girl watching this, you're like, okay." Like processing it was like a lot.
Oh, I'll bet. Again, it's a very I've like I said again, I've seen the anime, and that anime can get pretty dark and pretty gritty and
For sure.
oh yeah, especially what happens to his friend Tetsuo, I think it is what
Yep.
it's called.
That's it. I remember just being like, wow. And I remember like afterwards, I was just like confused because my dad had said it was a cartoon. And I remember just kind of being like, oh, okay, it's a cartoon. And then I watched it and I'm like, wow, this isn't like cartoony, you
No,
know?
I mean I could
And
show
it
this
just,
I could show this picture, but yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that's not meant for kids.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
I mean it's rated oh, I didn't realize it's rated R.
Yes.
Holy but from what I remember, it's pretty tame compared to a lot of other anime that's come out like since then.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think like Bleach. I remember watching like Bleach and Attack on Titan and just being like, "Oh, it's like bringing back like the Akira type memories."
Oh yeah, and those animes like and the funny thing is, those animes are meant for like people who are 13 and older.
Yep.
Those are PG-13 anime. Well, Attack on Titan, I wouldn't say necessarily PG-13, but I would definitely put it there with the cure with like the body dismemberment and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That one's dark.
So that was your first anime from around that time from the 80s. What anime like what was like the anime you saw in the 90s that got you more into anime?
So, I remember watching like on Cinemax, they had like Cinemax After Dark and they had like I want to say it was like Saturday nights, they would play anime. And I remember watching Ranma Half and thinking, "Oh my God, this is like it's completely different, you know, from what I started with." And then um another one that came that so that was probably like a couple years later. And then I remember my friend kind of got me into like Sailor Moon. And
Ooh.
I was like, "Oh, okay." So like I love the Sailor Scouts. I love the story. Um and then definitely like Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball Z. And so
You're
like when the Toonami block happened,
yes. Was
it was
this
just like
so you were watching was it what did you watch Toonami when it was with Tom or Moltar?
Tom.
Okay, so so like Bubble Boy Tom then, where he looked so like a chibi.
No, it was like he was very like metal looking. Like
Oh,
it
so
was
this
like
is
I
like
think it
when
was
this
like
is
his
it's like his second his second look
yeah, his
when he's
second
like
form.
when he
Yeah.
was like slimmer and his AI friend was the head. Okay. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that's mid 90s Toonami when like, like you said Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, Inuyasha
It was
were
like
like were coming onto the scene.
yeah, and it was like Rurouni Kenshin. Oh my gosh, there were like so many ones that they were like cycling through. And the ones that really stuck with me were like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball Z, and Sailor Moon.
Gundam Wing was a pretty popular anime. Mobile Suit Gundam Wing came out in
Gundam
19
Wing's great.
yeah, I remember the anime myself. I mean just, just look at it, it's just I always remember being a kid like wanting to like have one of those.
I love Death Scythe and Death Scythe Hell. Like, so the Gundam Wing movie, Endless Waltz, you get to see like the alternate forms of them. And so, like, you can do Death Scythe like regular, but like Death Scythe Hell and his wings, and like he's just like an amazing Gundam. So,
I'm pulling him up right now. I'll show a bigger picture. This is a toy of him, but this is what you're
oh,
talking
one of the
about.
mobs. Yeah, Death Scythe. That's the
That,
regular Death Scythe. Yeah.
that's really cool. Now, speaking of Gundam, did you ever watch I think let's see if I can't speaking of Gundam, I think it was called oh god, what was it? It was a Gundam series on Toonami that was like Gundam ST or GT where like they were like chibi Gundams, but the Gundams talked.
Oh, I didn't see that one. No.
Okay. What was it called? Oh, it was called Gundam Force SD.
Oh, I'll
It
have to
was
look
on it was like when Toonami decided not to do it at nights anymore, like they did it showed it during midday in the mid 2000s.
Oh, okay.
And
I've
this is what they look like.
oh, I've seen the models for that. I've never actually seen it though.
Yeah,
That's very cute though.
Gundam Force SD, so they're basically chibi Gundams, but there's no one piloting them. They're basically sentient.
Oh no.
It was a really surprisingly good anime.
Really?
I definitely recommend checking it. I don't know where you can watch it, but I definitely recommend it if you're like if you were into Gundam.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So what was it like watching anime in the 90s, especially like when they were coming out with when they were just busting them out left and right?
It was kind of funny. So like I said, my parents never really censored things for me, so they were like, "Oh, you're watching anime. It's cool." And I remember my dad went on a trip, right? And so I'm watching like I remember Ranma Half was like just weird. And he brought me back manga for it, and I was like, wow, this is a thing. Like I didn't realize that because he always brought me comic books. I was really into like X-Men and things like that. And so he would always bring me comics from like trips he took. And then he started bringing me like manga. And then so I'm watching the animes and I'm getting mangas for comics that aren't anime yet, because they did make some of the ones that I got into animes later on. And I remember just being like, I was like the weird kid. Like I really was. I actually have been talking to a friend of mine from high school, and he's just like, I didn't know any of this about you in high school, like because I was kind of quiet and stuff. I was like, yeah, I think if people really knew what I was into outside of school, they would have been like, wow, she's strange.
But yeah, no, it's just crazy how far anime has come from like back then, like when you were watching it, because there wasn't a whole lot of anime. I mean, there's anime here and there, like from like
Hmm.
the 70s, 80s, but again, like the 90s and up, just were like every day or so they were like releasing this new anime.
Hmm. And it was like bringing out like it's like letting you see things through like the eyes, like the Magic Girl animes are like always really cutesy, but they always have like that under.
like card captors and everything, and Sailor
Yeah,
Moon.
Cardcaptor Sakura and then Sailor Moon and like oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the other one that I watched at that time. All I know is that they were always like girl positive. You know, they're like, "Oh, girls can fight. Girls can do this." You know, girls can kill monsters. So I always
Like,
thought that was pretty cool.
oh yeah, no, and they weren't like, and I hate to say this, they weren't like, oh, they froze. That's not good. Ah, I froze. Damn you. Give me a minute. All right, I'm back.
There you
Computer old, webcam old. Um, but yeah, no, like so you were like into the Magic Girl type animes too, then I take it.
Yeah, I really, like I said, I really do love Sailor Moon. I have like a ton of Cardcaptor Sakura stuff. Um they were great, you know. I actually have the key, the Cardcaptor Sakura key, like leaning against my closet right now.
Could you show it off if you're able to?
Yeah, one second, I'll like I grab it. Like I have the my daughter was dressed as her a few years ago for a Comic Con,
Oh,
and so I
nice.
have a couple of full costumes. But there is the key for
Oh
Cardcaptor
my
Sakura.
God. And that's like the actual prop you can buy from a store.
It's 3D printed,
Oh wow. Oh,
so
that's
this is
3D
actually
printed.
pretty heavy.
That's like more sturdy, man.
Yeah, this one's pretty amazing. I painted the whole thing and put it
Oh
together and stuff. So
wow.
yeah.
That's see, that's the one thing I also like about anime is that it's inspired like since the 90s, it's inspired a lot of people to cosplay. I remember seeing pictures of people. I talked about this in another one of these I did where like how back in the 90s people were just cosplaying characters from like the 90s, like Big
Mhm.
Zero, Gundam, Inuyasha, Ranma one half, but like everyone was like wearing the cheap shiny wigs.
Oh, yeah. So like my hair's pretty always been pretty brown. I remember the first one I ever did was Sailor Jupiter. My mom like made the costume for me like 1998. Uh and I remember just like spray painting a pair of black boots green and like yeah, like
It
that was my
works.
thing.
It works, and you know, it and for those who are watching, yes, I am incorporating stuff from the other series on this channel because it makes it more interesting. But so like, and I take it Sailor Jupiter, I mean, she's my favorite too out of the series because she was like that tomboy in the show,
Mhm.
if you think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I think my favorite is Sailor Saturn, but like I just
Sailor
kind of like fit Sailor Jupiter at that time.
Sailor
So my mom's like, "Hey, this is the one that you can be."
Sailor uh, it's been a long time since I've seen. Is she? Oh, okay. Uh, oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, she was cool. I actually have the pieces to build that prop now too,
Oh
so
wow. When
I
was
might be building that one.
she introduced?
She came in with like Neptune and Uranus and
Uh,
Pluto, so the outer senshi is what they are.
Sailor Saturn is a fictional supporting character in the Sailor Moon manga. The 19. Okay. Oh no. Who was she? Oh, she was first appearance in Infinity Part 1 Premonition 1994.
Yep.
And then her full debut was in 95 in Infinity 11 Judgment, Sailor Saturn's full debut. Oh, and she goes by her real name is Hotaru.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's the Sailor Moon is definitely one of the animes like I'll have to say it was one of my earlier animes too. What was it about like the magical type girl animes that you liked? I know I think I asked that, but I'm not sure if I did.
Like I said, they were like positive, like girl positive. They're like, yeah, girls can fight monsters, girls can be badass, you know. The fun thing about the Sailor Moon when it first came out, like when I first started watching it, at the end of the show, they always had like, if you're feeling sad, do this, or you know, make sure you exercise. They always had like weird little tips at the end of the shows, and they were so cute. Like, make sure to eat all your vegetables and you know, exercise so that way you don't have this happen to you.
Yeah,
So it was always like fun.
The era before, and that's the era before, as I call it, and I'm guilty of watching animes like that. The era that before the scantily clad anime female characters with like the big, and the skimpy outfits. I mean, I'm guilty of watching those type of animes, but like,
You're watching them for the plot.
yes, the plot is what they say. Um, now on to like, because I want to incorporate more. It gives me more to talk about. Like, what's some anime you started like watching in the early 2000s? Again, this is like when they were popping out your at the time your mainstream animes like Naruto, One Piece, Gurren Lagann and all that.
So, weird one. There's one called Blue Seed that came out. I want to say it was like 2000. It was early 2000s. Um, and it's about like plants that took over the world, kind of a thing. It was really cool. That was like one of the ones that was really driving for me.
Oh,
Of course, yep, that one right there. Kusanagi. Woo.
is that who the main characters with the short grayish hair who kind of looks like Orin from Final Fantasy X?
Yes.
First episode came out in 1994. Only
94.
it only lasted one season.
It only has one season. Yeah, it's super obscure.
Demographic is
Uh,
shonen. Oh, original run from 1992 to 1996. Huh.
from the manga because well,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that was
yeah.
the original
The
series too.
manga was from 90. Wow. So
Yeah.
they okay. All right. Oh wait, license. There was more. Wait. Oh, original run from 94. Why does it say? Oh, never. I'm looking at something completely different. So it lasted from 94 to 96. I mean 94 to 95, yet the manga lasted longer.
I remember that one was played on Cinemax, and so I watched that. And then, of course, like Dragon Ball Z, got we started getting the episodes like with Future Trunks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Would have been like
the late 90s.
late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because I remember the first, let's see, like the first 12 episodes or something, because my son was like a year old. So that would have been 2000. Um, let's see, another one that really got me. I was doing, so I used to ride racehorses and I was like kind of in this like other crazy world. And I remember watching, oh, Fooly Cooly. I remember
Yeah,
that one was one
I
that
remember
really,
hearing about that. Oh, you can watch Blue Seed on free for on free on for free on Tubi.
mm,
Nice. What was the
that's
what
cool.
was the anime called? Fooly Cooly? Oh,
Yeah,
FLCL.
Fooly Cool. Yep.
Yeah, it came out in 2003.
Yep.
First
I
episode.
remember that was such an amazing anime. Like, there was a Radiohead song that was used in it,
Oh,
and so it was just like, yeah, it was just so weird but so cool. Like,
I've seen people cosplay from this anime. Lasted 3 seasons.
hmm
Nice. Yeah, I've never. So I don't think I've ever asked what is Fooly Cooly about because I heard about it when I was like in high school.
um, I want to say the girl's like kind of an alien, and then like there's a guy that's gonna destroy the universe, kind of a thing, and it's like growing as like a tumor on another one of the other characters, if I remember all of it. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched it, so
Oh, there's
she's
they
like trying to destroy.
nice. Well, just the manga, the novel series, the manga, the original video animation, and then there was Fooly Cooly Progressive, which was from. Oh wow, that only lasted June from 2018 to July of 2018. Only 6 episodes.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
pretty obscure.
Huh. Fooly Cooly Progressive. I've never. Oh, okay. So this is the cover art for Fooly Cooly Progressive, which only lasted like a few episodes in 2018.
Oh, weird. I don't think I've seen that one. I think I only saw the beginning, like I said, 2003, 2004.
Oh, that's very dark. I can't show that. Um, So some more questions I'm gonna ask because it makes me think of questions to ask her when I do futures. What is the most obscure anime you've ever seen? It was like you watched them, like what the fuck am I watching?
Oh
And you are
yeah.
allowed to cuss on it. You are allowed to cuss on here. This isn't cosplay con talk where I only allow like one F word, but you were allowed to cuss. But like, what's the most obscure anime you've ever seen? Because throughout the years, there's been a lot of fucking weird anime.
Well, Blue Seed was really bad because like my daughter pointed out that like there's like 16 minutes where they're talking about a girl's panties in part of it. Let's see, what was one of the other ones that I saw that was just like just out there? Hmm. Well, I actually Vampire Knight's like really popular. When I first started watching Vampire Knight, it wasn't popular,
Ooh, I
and
know
it got
exact.
popular.
I I I remember finally watching that like when I saw it on Netflix a couple like back in like 2015, 2016. I got to watching
Yeah.
it and like I knew that that one twist with Yuki, I think her name was. I think
Oh,
that's
Yuki?
yeah.
Yuki Cross,
Yeah,
the main girl.
I knew exactly what that twist was at the end. How her and spoiler alert, her and Zero are brother and sister.
But yet,
Oh no, no,
if you
not
get
Zero,
into it,
not Zero
they have
not Zero Kaname.
Kaname. It's Kaname. It's her
Yeah.
and Kaname are brother and sister, yeah.
Yeah, they
But
just
then
like
like they get married.
some weird incesty things. Yeah, like
Definitely.
I knew when she was telling Zero that Kaname was her brother, I'm like, called it.
Right? That one, that anime messed me up for a while. I remember finishing it and I was like, and then I found like, so it's funny what anime has
Oh,
done
it's
to
on
my life.
Hulu too.
Oh yeah, it's on Hulu and it's actually on Peacock as
Yeah,
well.
I see.
Um,
Peacock is starting to get a lot of anime as well.
they are. Um, but like Vampire Knight was funny for me because like I wanted more of the story, right? Because like
Hmm.
it ends after 2 seasons and you're like, there's more to the story. Well, there is like one more season that they were supposed to make and they didn't. Um,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's a manga. Yeah.
I kind of feel like Vampire Knight. Like, yeah, okay, it left like on that, but I didn't know there was gonna be a third season.
There was supposed to be, and then they didn't make it. And it was like that made me sad. I was like, come on, guys, like pull this out. Like I need closure.
One of the others. Okay, so it came out in 2005, and okay, yeah, up to like there's like 8 volumes.
Hmm.
Ah, not again. I see a lot of this, people. Okay, I'm gonna actually have to unplug my thing and I'll plug back in. There we go. Okay. But yeah, no, I didn't know there was like 8 volumes. Holy crap. Vampire Knight T07 2014. Oh wait, there's more volumes. Volume 10, volume 12, volume what? There's a lot of
Like I said,
volume. There's a lot of
we
like
didn't
they
get
could have.
closure.
No, we didn't. By Vampire Knight Volume 8, book by Matsuru Hino.
Hmm.
And this is I can show the cover. So this is like the cover of Volume
Yep.
8.
Yeah, I have that.
I guess they felt so. So the manga, so like the manga basically continues right after season 2, basically in a sense.
Yes, and like it would have made it would have been beautiful if they would have actually made it. And you guys wouldn't feel so like left in the dark. Like
Oh
what?
no, I have to I feel like I call that like at the time that's like anime I started like watching in high school, that Black Butler, a lot of anime I've never
Oh yeah.
even heard of that's never been distributed here in the States. High School Dead is another one,
Oh
another
right.
bizarre one. What's like so what's been like the funniest anime you've ever seen?
Mm, humorous animes. Oh, funny to me is High School DxD just because like the base is so Like, okay, I'm sorry, but the girls with the big boobs and the yeah, that whole anime makes me crack up. I don't know why, but I watched I watched it and then I found out my son watched it when he was in high school and I was like, "You're watching it for the
Okay,
porn."
I can show this picture because it's not, but yeah, I call this the scantily clad era, the fan service era.
Definitely.
High school D. I put high school DxD in the category of High School Dead, Rosary Vampire, uh,
Rosario Vampire. Yeah,
Demon King Daimo, Queen's
mhm,
Blade. They're both in that area where like almost all the female characters are just like well endowed in certain
not
areas. But yeah, there's like
oh, yeah. The
yeah.
other one that I would have to say is really funny to me is The Devil is a Part-Timer. That one was, like, really
Oh,
funny just because,
so
like, he has
good.
to get a
I
job.
rumors are that they're making a season two.
Right, right. I actually got an email from somebody that had, like, had that as, like, the bottom part, like, "Waiting for this." It's like, "Oh, okay."
Are they are or yeah. Oh, they already did have season two.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is that oh that's the light novel, the manga. Oh, never mind. Okay. I got my oh the anime television. Okay. Oh, so they do have July 14th. So I think okay, so I think season two is out.
Ooh, I might have to revisit that one then.
I'm looking. Okay, I'm just curious now. What's been like the scariest? Like, what's an anime that what's so like? It's a question I like to ask in my cosplay con talk. What's that one anime like? You watched it, but you were like you weren't into it. It's like either someone suggested it or you were curious about it. It's like a one and done anime for you.
Mm, oh, let me think on that one. I think it might have been Magic Knight Rayearth. I
Hmm.
tried really hard to like it. I did.
Oh, Devil's a Part-Timer season two is on Hulu.
Yay!
Yeah, because it came out July 14th, 2022, and season 13 came out this month. I mean episode
Ooh.
13. Okay. And it's called The Devil Screams Sasazuka. I think that's how you pronounce it. The devil and the hero go to the amusement park as advised. Oh, that's right. Okay, I've seen clips where they supposedly where this little girl comes and says that the devil and the chick with the red hair is their daughter.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Les Ramus seems dead set on the idea that Mao and Emmy are her. Okay. Well, I gotta watch that now. But so what was that one? Was that one and done anime you said?
Magic Knight Rayearth.
Magic Knight what?
Rayearth, I think is how you say it.
I'm looking at that right. Magic Knight. Oh, Ray. Okay, looking at it right now. It's a manga series.
Mhm.
Was it an anime too?
They
Oh
I think they did, like, the
yeah.
movie or yeah.
Oh yeah, Magic Knight Ray Earth, two seasons.
Yeah, I couldn't get past, like, episode 4. It wa it was I just couldn't get into it. I should probably try to rewatch
Is
it. I
this
really should, I think. Yep.
okay. I've never heard of that. But apparently it lasted two seasons. You can watch it free on Tubi and Crackle
Yep.
and Amazon Prime and
Oh,
Flex and Freevee. 7.5 on out of 10 on my anime list, 4.7 out of 5 on Crunchyroll, and a 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb.
hmm.
Never heard of this before. First episode was October 17th, 1994. Final episode was November 27th, 1995. It's a anime, comedy, drama, adventure, magical girl, mecha, anime, mecha, action, fiction, fantasy. Hmm.
Yeah, it's kinda got a lot of I think that's probably why I didn't like it. There's a lot going on. Like, it's hard to just, like, grasp the whole story. Like, you know how, like some of them you kind of know what's the storyline is in the first episode,
Hmm.
right? That one, I was like, what are we doing?
I get it. Now, what is your all-time favorite anime?
mm, that's so. I would say I really love My Hero Academia. Like, I really do. I
That seems to
think
be a lot
that
of people's favorite modern anime, as I put it.
it really is. It really is. And I like for me, I think it's because it speaks to like every character has some sort of struggle, like internal battle, like they're not good enough, they're not strong enough, they aren't pretty enough, they're not cute enough, they don't have like whatever, and that's kind of like society. Like everybody has those kinds of you know, you don't think you're good enough for this, or you don't think you're smart enough to do that, or and it's kind of I think it resonates like if you actually like watch it and like listen to what the characters are saying. They're high schoolers. High school's a terrible time for people, you know.
Mm.
Um and so you got this anime that kind of like rips your heart out because it makes you feel the things that you felt at one point in your life. Um but yeah, I love My Hero because of that.
It's a good. It's a good. I mean, I keep on seeing people hear about it. Even my boyfriend's like telling me, "You should watch it. We need to watch this together." It's like, okay, eventually I will. Maybe I got to be like in the right mood to watch it because it's like I'm picky with my anime too.
Mhm. It like I think the first couple seasons, I think I cried in like 7 or 8 episodes.
Oh, it's one of
Just to let you
those.
it will make you feel the feels.
I
Like,
mean,
you will
I've had a few animes. Speaking of now that you kind of brought that, what are some of like the animes that have made you cry aside from My Hero?
um, I cried a lot in Dragon Ball Z, actually,
Oh
because,
yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with some of those characters. Like, I really did. I fell in love with them. Um, it's funny because anime opened up, like, all these other fandoms that I'm a part of, and so it's hard for me to be like, "Oh, that one made me cry," or "That one made me cry." I remember crying in, one part of Cardcaptor Sakura that, like, so she just she just wanna be a normal kid. You know what I mean? And so that one got to me. Yeah, I would say there's been a few. Gundam Wing, like, Endless Waltz, that movie, the first time I watched it, I remember bawling my eyes out at the end of that movie. I think it's just because, like, the main characters of that are, like, treated terribly, you know? So,
I hear
it's
that.
just, like, one of those things. Like Hiro Yui, you think about him, this kid just, like, he just wants to die. Like,
Hmm.
he has such bad depression because of what he is.
Uh, what was I gonna? Oh yeah. And then now to think of another question, because like every time someone like brings up these different animes, like since you're like the third person I've had on to do this segment, I for like you like all of you guys have been talking about these animes I never heard of. This next question is, what are some animes yet you have seen that many or heard of that many other people may have not seen or heard of?
Hmm.
It's like one of those like overshadowed animes that people may have never heard of, or like probably heard of once, but like they forgot about it.
I think Blue Lock, is kind of one that comes to mind. Um, oh, what's the one? I just watched this other one. There's this one that, like, is coming to my mind, and it's like it's clicking.
Mm, ooh. Is that is that a soccer anime?
Which one?
Blue Lock, this one right here.
Yes, the soccer one. That is so good.
I know someone who would love. So my boyfriend is he's into soccer. Case he teaches he's a
Oh,
coach for youth soccer. He would love this.
oh no, that one. Actually, I cried in a couple episodes of that one too. But that it is a really it's kind of it's one of those ones that like if you like the sport, you'll like it. You'll like it
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
kind of reminds me of Prince of Tennis and Ice Shield.
Oh yeah, Prince of Tennis. I've actually that one's cool.
I remember
Um,
when they showed that one on Toonami for the first time.
right.
but I've never heard of Blue Lock. This is this like a actually Blue Lock anime came out in oh series adaptation was announced on August. Okay, so it came out like 2 years ago,
Yes.
and you can
I
only
actually
watch
just
it. You can
recently
only
watched
watch it
it.
on Amazon Prime too.
Mhm.
Crunchyroll has licensed the series and have streamed an English dub starting on October of last year. Okay, so there is a total of 24 episodes. Okay. Hmm.
That one was like I said, that one's pretty cool. I think most people would
Yeah,
like it if
I've
they
never
watched it.
heard of that, and it's like it sounds like one of those one season animes. Like it really doesn't need a second season because like what would you do with the second season?
Well, I think with that one, they could probably go a little further just because of like the premise of it.
Um, so some of your favorite anime characters then?
Mm, Sesshomaru, of course, from Inuyasha. I was actually just talking about this with my friend from high school. There's a couple. Kaname from Vampire Knight is definitely like one of my favorites. He's just weird.
Of
And
course.
I would say from like My Hero, um, you know, Aizawa is really such a cool character from My Hero.
Everyone's like favorite dad, basically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's where I was kind of going with it. And then from Gundam Wing, Duo Maxwell, the guy who pilots Death Scythe. If he was like a real person, I would hunt him down and just like be his number one fan, like follow him around and like probably get like, restraining orders against me. But
It's
um
oh wow, that's pretty long. That leather jacket, like him.
yes.
Is he is
Like
he
come
is he is he
on.
a, is he a protagonist or an antagonist?
Um well, he's one of the heroes. Uh but that but they're not. I mean, they are but they aren't. They are heroes but they're not heroes kind of a thing. So it's hard to at least he's not as depressed as Hero. So
Now, who are your other favorite? Like, who's your all-time favorite anime character?
mm, Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Nice. Oh, isn't he? Was he like first introduced?
Yes. Yeah, Future Trunks all the way.
Nice.
Like full on would have been my husbando. Like I would have found him and married that boy. Like
I'll still never. I'm not sure if it was the abridged version or for the anime where Bulma is hitting on him.
actually in the anime she kind of almost hits on him too.
Oh God, lady,
Like you think about it here,
lady,
you're
no,
like
you're hitting on your son. You're hitting on your son.
it's like getting like Star Wars vibes, you know.
Uh,
Kissing your sister.
oh, well, I mean, what kind of impact has anime had on your life?
That's actually cool. So anime opened up liking like K-pop, you know? And then I remember in 2009, like this is I got kind of into K-pop because it's like um Big Bang to anyone. Those people were just kind of out there. And then I had a friend that was like, "Oh, you like anime? You might like this music." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then it's Korean, but and then I'm like, "Oh, is there Korean type anime?" And of course there's webtoons. You
Oh,
couldn't get them
there
here.
is a lot of good Korean. I've even seen like a Chinese anime called Heaven's Official Blessing.
Right, right. And then like so there that kind of opened those worlds. And then from there, I actually got into K-drama and like C-drama and J-dramas. So
Ooh.
it has really like morphed my like sense of um just like expanding like what I
I
like.
there's one I don't know if they have anymore. It was on Netflix. It's based off a manga. It's a live action. It's called Good Morning Call.
Good morning. I don't think I've
It's
seen that one.
it's based off a manga, and Netflix did a live action adaptation for it.
Oh, that's cool. I'm kind of weird. I actually like the live action of Death Note. Like I know a lot of people that didn't like it.
Which one? The Netflix adaptation or the Japanese one?
The Netflix, actually. I liked the Netflix version of Death Note.
I'm going to say this right now. Willem Dafoe was the only saving grace for that movie. That is all
But
I'm
no,
saying.
it was good. It was good. And it's so funny because like Alice in Borderland is a manga that got turned into a live action. And
So did Kakariku.
yep.
What is
Yeah.
my
So those kinds of things are like what anime has opened up for me. And it's kind of funny, even like I can say like Food Wars, the anime Food Wars and the manga Food Wars
Oh,
made it so like I wanted to learn how to make that.
I heard Food Wars the anime is like it's pretty messed up in later episodes.
it's pretty
I
it's
haven't
pretty
watched
bad.
it, but I'm just like
You should watch it.
I've seen some episode where it's like okay, how like what do you put in your food to make one of the judges' clothes just completely come off? What the
Exactly.
hell?
Exactly. I There was a friend of mine that actually let me read her manga of that, and then I watched the show, and then I'm like, "Ah, I want to learn how to cook this." And the mangas have recipes in them. So then it's like I want to make this. I want to make this dish. I
Really?
want to make omurice. I want to, you know what I mean? So
I've
like
never
I
heard of
think
them.
it's
I've
really
never heard
like
of a manga incorporating recipes. Like I've heard of like themed cookbooks, but never a manga is
uh
like, hey, we know you like this manga, and we're sure you probably like the food. Here's a recipe on how to make this dish that will not make someone's clothes come off.
Well, I mean, it would be nice if like food would make that happen, but no, it was great. It's great. It really has like just it opened so many doors. Like anime was one of those things that it's just like not everybody was into it when I was into it.
But now everyone and their mother-in-law is basically into it.
And it's great. And that's amazing because it's people should be like that. They should be more open for things. Like just knowledge is power. And so learning somebody else's culture through their stories is great.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree. Last but not least, um, what advice would you like to give for someone who's wanting to get into anime? Like they're considering it, but they don't like. I won't say like recommendations, but like, what advice would you want to give for first-time anime watchers?
I would say like people go into it with like an open mind for sure. And then try to find something that resonates with you. Like read what its synopsis or whatever. So that way you can say, "Oh, I actually might like this." And that it gives you more of an open mind and then it gives the anime a chance.
Some pretty sound advice. And also, I think, and you can agree with this, like I've mentioned in the past two episodes, that anime has really definitely put an impact on the cosplay community as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure
I
like
think like
you can agree with that too.
oh yeah, 100%. And I feel like not only that, it's like you when you go to a con or you make a cosplay, you can be whoever you want to be in this world. And like everyday people only see Halloween like that. Whereas like people who do cosplay, it's like every day for them.
It's like Halloween every day for when you go to a convention.
Yeah, you can be whoever you want. You can be whatever you want. It opens up like I'm pretty I have really horrible stage fright and I don't like being center of attention. But if I'm like behind a mask or something, I can like actually be me and like
Like your
goof
Skull
off
Kid,
and
for
have
example.
fun.
Like your Skull Kid, for example, from
Yeah,
Majora's
yeah.
Mask.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I can be fun. I can have fun as long as I'm in costume and stuff like that. And so I feel like anime has like made it so people can be fun and nobody judges. Like you
Mm-mm.
can build a cosplay out of whatever you want and nobody's going to be like, "Oh, that's terrible." I
I
mean,
mean,
unless they're like a terrible elitist, they're going to be more like, "Oh, that's really cool. You
I
did a good
mean,
job. This part was
hell,
great."
even some of our favorite mangas and animes are being adapted into video games too.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Or
JoJo's
even like,
like JoJo. Another one I recently heard about was called Gungrave or something like that.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one. I know that the mobile game for like My Hero
Oh yeah,
is pretty big.
yeah.
My
There's even a console game for My Hero Academia as well. Like anime has expanded from like not just from the mangas and the animes, but like to the cosplays, to video games, to live action adaptations.
well, like my son, he met his girlfriend through the My Hero game, and so it's kind of one of those things. It's like anime opens doors to other things, and it's kind of the same as like when music opened doors for people. Anime is the same way, as long as you just give it that chance.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree on that. I think that should do it. Real go, since you're new here, if you like, where can people find you on social media if in case you want to give you a follow, stay up to date with your cosplays and everything?
So I'm on Instagram, and I'm 1BadBadgerGirl. Um, I have a TikTok. I've been playing around with some Star Wars stuff on there because, like, I have a battle saber and I've been learning tricks and things.
Ooh,
So, I am also 1BadBadgerGirl over there, and so you guys can find me there.
nice. And again, looking forward to seeing what cosplays you do for this year, and I also can't wait to see what kind of cosplay you pull off on May 4th at for Rogue Comic Con next year.
Yeah, we're gonna go big for next year.
Oh,
We're going big.
looking forward to that. And as always, you all know where you can find me. Linktree's always in the description below, right underneath their links and everything. My merch store, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun shit. You know where to find me. Point at me, laugh at me, make fun of me. I don't care. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.